This ad is paid for by Mehmet Oz's campaign. It attacks Fetterman with 3 claims, and we checked them all. Here's the first.
He can't defend freeing convicted murderers even over Josh Shapiro's objection.
This claim cites an article from the Philadelphia Inquirer from May. It's about Fetterman's record as a member of the State Board of Pardons, which can recommend pardons for people convicted of crimes. The board is made up of 5 members, including the Lieutenant Governor, which is currently Fetterman, and the State Attorney General, currently Josh Shapiro. The board hears cases of inmates seeking pardons and can vote to recommend a pardon to the governor. Only the governor, though, can issue a pardon and allow for an inmate to be released from prison. Pardon requests involving life sentences or a death sentence require a unanimous recommendation from all 5 members of the pardon board. News 8 requested the pardon board vote results for life sentence pardon requests and tallied up the votes. It shows that Fetterman and Shapiro have voted together on either granting a pardon or denying one 78% of the time, or 66 votes since 2019. But they have come down on opposite sides on more than a dozen pardon requests. So we find that it is true that Fetterman advocated to recommend pardons to some convicted criminals when Shapiro did not. It's important to note the Oz campaign changed that claim in a second version of the ad that aired, taking out the specific reference to Shapiro and replacing it with a claim about other Democrats' objections. We reached out to the Oz campaign to ask which other Democrats it was referring to, but it did not answer our question. The next claim is that
Phony Fetterman backed massive middle-class tax hikes.
The ad does not include any citation for this claim or specifics, so we asked the Oz campaign about it. The campaign pointed us to the Inflation Reduction Act and a state budget proposal Governor Tom Wolf made last year. Wolf's plan did include a plan that would have raised the state income tax by 46% for some taxpayers, including some considered middle class as defined by the Pew Research Center. That same plan, though, also included an expanded tax forgiveness plan that the governor and Fetterman, as lieutenant governor, claimed would have cut net taxes or kept them the same for the majority of Pennsylvania families, also including some considered middle class. That makes this ad's broad claim hard for us to definitively check. The governor's budget plan, by the way, was never approved. As for the Inflation Reduction Act that Congress passed this year, it is true that Fetterman supported it. Here's a tweet he sent celebrating his passage in August. We found multiple reports that the Inflation Reduction Act will not directly increase taxes on people making fewer than $400,000 a year. Some economists, though, argue they may face indirect taxes through trickle-down costs passed down to them. But we find it's too soon to get a clear result on how the middle class will be affected on the whole. The last claim is that Fetterman
didn't pay his own taxes 67 times.
News 8 searched the Department of Court Records database in Allegheny County, where Fetterman lives and previously bought property. We found multiple tax liens filed against him, but we did not find 67, as the ad claims. We asked the Oz campaign where it got that number, and it gave us this chart. You'll notice included in the count are sewer and trash fee liens. But North Braddock Borough, where the liens were filed, told News 8 it does not consider fee liens as taxes. So we find the claim that Fetterman did not pay his own taxes 67 times is false. But it is true that there were dozens of tax liens filed against Fetterman. The liens were issued years ago against properties Fetterman owned and properties owned by a nonprofit called Braddock Redux, which Fetterman had run. Fetterman's campaign said he bought most of the properties to rehab them and help young people become homeowners, though the campaign told us some of the tenants abandoned the properties and taxes on them went unpaid. By 2012, all the tax lien issued against Fetterman and Braddock Redux were settled and paid. And one more thing to note, the Oz campaign made graphics for this ad that look like news graphics from our sister station in Pittsburgh, WTAE. This is the Oz campaign's graphic. And this is the actual logo from WTAE that appears very briefly in the ad. I asked the Oz campaign why it made graphics to look like actual news graphics. It never responded to that question either. Matt Barquero, WGAL News 8.